Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some of your time with me today. Today I'm going to show you how I do 3 different updos. And my hair is medium length, shoulder length, but it's quite fine and I do have some layers in it. So updos can pose a problem. But these are updos that I have practiced. They don't always turn out exactly the same. And 2 of them in particular are messy buns, but they're 2 different variations. But they are ways that I style my hair on occasion, particularly if I have gone into, third day hair. It's a very useful thing to be able to do. And sometimes they can seem a little daunting, but actually they're quite straightforward. And all you need, a comb, a brush of some kind. It's useful to have a claw clip just to hold hair back. 2 types of hairpins, the wide ones, you can see them there, and you can just about see that one, that's the bobby pin I think. And then some kind of hairspray. It can be a regular hairspray like I have here, this is an Elnett one. You could use a texturizing spray, and sometimes a dry shampoo is very useful as well. And you also need some hair elastics. Now I have one regular hair elastic like this, and then I have these little clear ones. So it's really a matter of personal choice as to what you feel suits your hair, what holds your hair the best. And we will use a mixture of those tools for creating 3 different updos for medium length hair, which is quite fine. So I hope you will enjoy it. And if you want to see how I create these 3 updos, just keep watching. So I'm going to get stuck straight into doing the messy bun, and it is very straightforward. You need your comb, you need a good strong elastic, so I'm actually going to use this one for this do, and your 2 types of hairpins. I'm going to give my hair a quick brush. Then I am going to just gather it using my fingers. I'm just going to gather it like this. So pulling the hair upwards to the crown of my head, to this part of my head here. And I'm just going to use fingers, because you can use a brush if you want. So as you can see, I have literally just gathered it all up into my hand. And I'm going to take just a regular elastic, and I am going to wrap it around the pony once, twice, and then on the 3rd time, as you're going to pull it through, you don't pull it through the whole way. So essentially you're half pulling it through, or 3/4. So you're left with this kind of a loop like that. Can you see that? Now I'm going to just tighten that so that the hair is nice and tight, and I'm kind of pulling it over, as you can see. And I'm going to hold the base of the pony, and I'm just going to pull some of the hair a little bit out. I'm teasing it really. You could also do it with the tail of your comb, and then you can just keep playing with it until you are happy with the position. So that's basically what I have, is this little loop at the back. Some of the hair has actually come out of it, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to turn so that you can see the back and what I'm doing, and you can see that this is in a loop like that. These little bits have fallen out, and I know you can see my mirror there, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to literally put my hand over the top of that little loop, and I'm going to gather in those little pieces that have come loose. And with one of these bobby pins, I'm just going to catch that piece and clip it in place like that. Then I am going to work a little bit around the bun like this, as if I'm twisting the hair And I'm just going to take, as I am happy with each piece, I'm just going to clip them into place. I'm kind of putting my finger into the hair like that, into the loop, to hold it in place, and then clipping it with the bobby pin. And you keep feeling it to see where does it feel secure and where does it not feel secure. So the back of it pretty much feels secure. I'm going to put in another clip here. And remember, we're not going for perfect. I'm going to turn around so you can see the front. Looks a bit messy here and not really like a bun. I'm just kind of pulling the pieces and teasing them till I get them to where I want them to be. So can you see that? And just secure that with a pin. Still looks a bit messy here. So I'm going to just, again, play with that piece. You do end up with a lot of pins, at least I do. So then I'm just going to play with it a little bit, pull it a bit. I can see that this part, you see this part here? There's a little piece. And I'm just going to twist it around to the side. And where my finger is holding that, I'm just going to secure it with a bobby pin. So when you feel it's secure enough that you can kind of pull it a little bit and tease it and play with it, you'll then be able to see what parts are working and what parts are not. And that part isn't really, it's falling naturally in that direction. So I'm just going to secure it there. Can you see that? So it is quite a messy bun. It's not a perfect bun by any means. Now I can keep tucking those pieces in. I'm using these ones. They just have a bit more grip and the hair is looser. So that's basically it. Like that. I'm going to actually pull out some little pieces at the side, and I just start here at my temples there and just pull out a small little piece like that, and with my finger I twist it, and the same on the other side, and it just stops my head from looking quite so flat. And I always start with smaller pieces rather than bigger pieces because much easier. It's much harder to put them back in. I don't have my hairspray with me, but you could spray that and that would give it more hold, and that should stay up. So that's the first, a messy bun. So the next one is also a messy bun, but it's a messy bun of a different sort. It's lower down the back of my head. It's very simple to do. For this one I actually do need quite a bit of volume in my hair, so I'm actually going to make myself look a little bit crazy by doing some teasing and spraying with my salt spray, and I'm also going to use my dry shampoo for a bit of volume. I'm just going to part the hair in sections and just spray like that. And now I'm going to just tease it. So how about that for crazy hair? I think I'm really set for Halloween. This is a lower bun. but it's actually 2 buns, but it will look like one when it's finished. And for this, I'm going to use these little clear elastics. So what I'm going to do is just part my hair, taking the top section like that, more or less where I have backcombed and teased. Maybe I'll take it a little bit further down, around there. So I'm going to smooth that a little bit, not taking out the teasing, just smooth it a little bit. And I'm just going to tie it up out of the way for the minute. So I'm going to twist it and use a claw clip. Okay, so the bottom part, essentially I'm going to make just a ponytail, quite low down, as you can see, and I'm just going to gather that into a clear elastic. So once, twice around, and then for the third time, before I pull, I'm not going to pull it the whole way through again, I'm just going to make a loop like that. I'm going to turn around so you can see me from the back and see what I'm doing. So you can see my little loop, and the other piece of hair is just tied up, and don't worry about any of those little wispy pieces. It's kind of like what I did for the last one. I'm going to sort of work the bun around, going in this direction. You can go either way, whichever way feels comfortable. So I'm going to just start pinning, and again I'm using the little small bobby pins. I'm just going to start pinning as I go, kind of twisting it around. Can you see what I'm doing? I can really see myself. As if I'm pulling that hair around in a circle. And just pinning randomly as I go. Okay, so we have our basic first bun in place. So what do we do with this one? So what I'm going to do is take this down. I'll face the camera for this. Take this down and kind of gather it up again. And you're making another ponytail. So again, taking a clear one, and you're not making this too high. It has to be low enough down here, close to the other bun. So again, you're just putting that through once, twice, and then with the third, you don't pull it all the way through, so you are left with a loop like this, which is exactly what we did. Tighten that and just pull out little pieces at the front. Now we can see, not pull out, just kind of tease it a little bit. So you can see that it's a loop, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just pin parts of it in place. This one does need a lot of pins. Again, because my head can look kind of egg-shaped, I'm going to soften it a little by just loosening it up with my tail comb. You could do this with your fingers as well. And you see what I mean about my hair parts here, even when it's in an updo. It has literally a mind of its own. I'm going to pull out some little pieces from the sides, somewhat like I did with the last one. Pulled out a little bit too much there, but it doesn't matter. I'll do the same. Pull a little bit more. Now I think I'll pull out just some of at the front. And if like that you do something and it comes loose, grab it with your fingers, the pieces that need to be tamed, kind of pinch them. Grab a bobby pin, and there you go. And you can kind of let it fall like that, or tuck it behind your ear. For the third one, this is a French twist, and it's quite a sleek updo, but very simple to do. It just takes a little practice, but it's actually a lovely do. So again, because I have fine hair, I need to create as much volume as I can. So what I'm actually going to do is take the very top part of my hair like that and just keep that separate. So I'm going to keep that separate there. And then the part that's directly underneath that, that's where I'm going to do my teasing. I'm going to take this piece down, and you'll see why I've kept it separate. It is now nice and smooth, so it can kind of fall over the teased part of my hair, and I still get the fullness, but I have the smoothness as well. This is a kind of an individual choice. You can leave part of the front of your hair down. My layers are quite long, so I'm only going to leave a little bit here. And the rest I am going to section kind of just above my ear, and I'm going to take that back like that, and I can feel that teasing, and it'll look like a bird's nest. Now I want to make sure of the shape, because this has to be quite smooth. Now, when you have that, you're holding that in the back like that. You're going to twist it. Kind of like that. And it sort of pushes it up. And then I'm going to get two of these, the wide-toothed ones. I might just twist that one more time, because sometimes they can untwist a little. And I'm going to push it down through the twist, if that makes sense. And this one, the same. To hold that in place. And there I have the rest of my hair gathered up into my hand like that. And I'm kind of sweeping it up a little bit. And take a comb and push it. Decide which side you want your twist to be on. So for me, I'm going to pull the hair over to the left hand side. like that. And then I'm going to place my 2 fingers like that and pull the hair around them. And you will get the shape of the twist. The wide pins, and starting at the top, I'm going to push them in along the twist. And if you have little pieces that come out, you just tuck them in. So it will feel the tightest there at the top. And then as you come down, you might feel that, well, here is a bit loose. So again, you do that same little twisting motion, or tucking. And at that part, you might find it easier to use a bobby pin. And you're working it up and under. And you keep tucking and twisting. Until you feel that that is secure. Now for this side piece that I have left out, I can curl it with a curling iron, or I could do a twist with the hair straightener, or I can pin it in place. And again, you're kind of playing with your hair until you get the desired look. And there you have your French twist. So there you have it. 3 quite simple updos. They take a little bit of practice, a lot of pins and some hairspray. I hope that my demonstrations were clear enough. It is quite difficult to film hair demos. So let me know what you think. If you haven't already, maybe you would think of hitting that subscribe button, and the little bell beside it will notify you as to when I upload a video. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a good thumbs up, because it really helps my channel. So thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye!